Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader. Today I will be reading Annalynn the Canadian Spy, Terrible Tissues, Book 1. Part of the Annalynn the Canadian Spy series. Written by Shawn P.B. Robinson. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to author Shawn P.B. Robinson for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I have included links where you can find other books written by Shawn P.B. Robinson. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Dedication and thanks to all those out there who wish they were a spy. To Annalynn, who let me borrow her name. To my wife, Juanita, you're awesome. To my Canadian heritage, although it receives loads of mocking in these books, it is something of which I am proud. I love being Canadian and I love bacon. To Jesus Christ, for I am first and foremost a man of faith who believes and holds to the Christian good news. Now, you gotta understand something here. This book is a work of fiction. That means it's made up. Characters, places, etc. do not represent anything else. It's a fun book. Hey, I said it's made up. Don't go thinking it's not made up. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to all of you out there who like to read into stuff. Don't do it. Preface. I think deep down inside, all of us wish we could try our hand at being a spy. Not in a dangerous way. I don't want to get shot at, and I'm not a big fan of getting in fights. But in a fun way. Like having to sneak into the kitchen when the cook isn't looking and steal the secret plans for the cookies. I hope this book series grabs your heart and your affection for all things spy related. I hope it makes you dream of being a spy without having to actually be one. I hope you laugh a lot. If you don't laugh a lot, there's no refund. Enjoy. Shawn P.B. Robinson. Chapter 1. Annalynn Meets the Tissue Box. Annalynn walked in the front door after a long day of school. It was Friday afternoon, and she was excited about having Saturday to sit around and do nothing. "Hello, everyone! I'm home!" Annalynn called out. The response came quickly. It was a groan followed by a cough. Annalynn stopped in her tracks. Something was wrong. She had never heard such a terrible, disgusting noise before. On top of that, the groan made her think someone might be hurt. She peered around the corner, afraid of what she might find. It was far worse than she had imagined. In the other room, spread out on the couches, were 3 people. Her mom, her dad, and her sister. They each lay sprawled out like they had been run over by a herd of angry rhinos. Each one had tissues stuck in their noses. They were sick. Really sick. "Annalynn!" her mom croaked. "Stay back! Don't come anywhere near us! We're sick. We don't want you to get sick too." Annalynn checked out each of her parents and her sister. She was sure she did not want what they had. It was disgusting. "Is there anything I can get for you?" Annalynn asked. She wanted to help, but at the same time, she kind of wanted to run away and hide. Her dad coughed and said, "Yes, we need tissues. The tissues are on the counter in the kitchen. Please." Hack. Cough. Gluck. "Get us tissues." Annalynn rushed into the kitchen and found the box of tissues. There was only 1 box. She hoped it would be enough. Her family looked pretty sick, and she began to wonder if they might need a truckload of tissues. When she ran back into the room where her family lay sprawled out over the couches, she threw the box at her dad. She did not want to get too close and thought it would be best to stay back. Her dad, however, wasn't looking when she threw the box, and it landed on his forehead. She was amazed that the box not only landed on his forehead, but it also stuck there. "Ow!" said her dad. "Sorry, Dad," she replied. "That's okay, Annalynn," her dad said, as he pulled the box off his head and started to hand tissues around to Celine and Annalyn's mom. Annalynn thought she would rather be somewhere else. She was very afraid that one of them might sneeze on her, and she would end up joining them in their hacking and coughing. As she turned to leave, she jumped in fear as the front door to their house smashed open. 2 large men and 2 large women rushed into the room. Their pants, shirts, gloves, and even their hats were all either red or blue, and their faces were covered with red and blue masks. The 4 intruders stopped in front of Annalynn, and the tallest man said, "Hello." "Hello?" Annalynn replied. She did not know who the people were, but she was too surprised to say anything else. "No," the man yelled, and the others shook their heads. "I did not say hello. That is what you Canadians say. I said hello. That is what we say." "Okay, hello," Annalynn replied. "Who are you?" "That is not important," the man replied. "We are here for the tissues." The 4 red and blue covered people ran into the living room. As soon as they entered, they all stopped and said, "Ew, gross! You people are really sick." "Cough!" replied Celine. One of the women reached out, grabbed the box of tissues, and then 3 of the red and blue dressed people ran out of the house yelling, "Hare!" The last one of the women stopped and pulled a jar out of a bag she was carrying. She gave it to Annalynn and said, "This is a gift for you, from us, for we are the Ederingningstjenesten." "What?" Annalynn asked. "We are the Ederingningstjenesten," the women replied. "Is that even a word?" Annalynn asked the woman. The woman paused, and Annalynn could see she was thinking. "I think it is. We say it all the time, so I think it must be a word." The woman then looked at Annalynn and said, "But it does not matter. This is our gift to you. We are the Ederingningstjenesten, and we have given you a pair of pickled herrings as a way to say thank you for letting us steal your last box of tissues." With that final word, the woman turned and ran out of the house. Annalynn stepped back into the living room where her parents were. They were still sick, but they had no tissues. Celine was the first to speak. She said, "Why did those people come in and take our tissues?" "I have to cough." "Annalynn," her mom said, "please bring us some tissues." "We need some tissues. We are so sick." Annalynn shook her head. She was about to tell her mom that she did not have any more tissues when there was a knock at the door. She opened the door to see a man standing there. He wore a red and white suit and had an eye patch over his one eye.